Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah, and today we're kind of just gonna be doing a little bit of like a, I don't even know what I'd call it, like a little bit of a reading update, a life update, some summer book recs, just a lot of random things. So I don't really know what we're gonna call this video when I'm done with it, but that's just kind of the gist of what we're gonna be doing here today. But I don't know what I was gonna say, but let's get into the video. So first, let's get into the life update. I got engaged. The reality of that still has not fully hit me. Like, I can't believe that actually happened. But anyway, I got engaged at underneath the same bell where my fiance and I had our first picture together taken. He had his friend fly down, and it was like a whole thing that was set up. And I'll figure out if I can put like the video here, at least a picture. But that happened on Sunday, Mother's Day. Guys, I literally can't even believe it. Like, it doesn't even feel real. It doesn't feel real. I'm gonna try not to be annoying about it, but I can't make any promises because I have not stopped smiling since it happened. I'm just so excited. Sorry. Anyway, so that is a little life update. I also got my final exam grades back from my classes, and I passed all of them, so very happy about that. I feel like that's all that I have for the life updates, but like, I got engaged. I'm sorry, I'm done. Now for a little reading update. I am reading 3 books right now, which I have never done before, ever, and I'm kind of just like, who are you? Reading 3 books at one time? I used to like be terrified of the idea. I tandem read Tower of Dawn and Empire of Storms, and no, it wasn't Empire of Storms. It is Empire of Storms. Yeah. So I was like terrified of the idea of tandem reading those books, and now I'm over here reading 3 books. So I don't know what happened, but these are the books I'm reading right now. I'm reading Bad Boys Break Hearts by Michaela Smeltzer. I'm reading Beg You to Trust Me by B. Celeste, and I'm reading Book 4 of the Zodiac Academy series, Shadow Princess. For all of them are literally so good. But I did start this one yesterday, and I'm already halfway through it. It's really good. Check trigger warnings because the topics in this book are really heavy, but it's so good. I'm like obsessed with it. I keep thinking about it every time I'm not reading. The Shadow Princess book, this is so good. I'm like reading it slowly, kind of, just because I don't want it to be over, even though there's literally 5 more books after this. So it's gonna be fine. So this is really good. I highly recommend starting this series if you are hesitant. And then I'm reading Bad Boys Break Hearts. I'm like a little less than halfway through it right now. I'm kind of like not super into this, just like the grammar is not the greatest. It's like a lot of run-on sentences and all that. It's like, not that the story and the characters are bad, it's just like the grammar is really bugging me. So it's like a little bit hard for me to get into it. But I mean, I like it. It's not bad. It just is a little bit cringy with the grammar. So it's a little bit hard to get into. So those are the 3 books that I'm reading right now. I also was like in a little bit of I don't even know if I would call it a slump, but like after I got engaged, I literally did not read that day. I didn't read Monday, and I didn't read anything Tuesday. And just like, I just couldn't think of anything else, so I literally couldn't bring myself to read because I just was not in the headspace to pick up a book because I didn't want to think about the books because I was just so excited and I couldn't stop thinking about, yeah. So I started reading it again on Wednesday. And now here we are reading 3 books because I'll be in the middle of reading one and then all of a sudden I'll just like zone out or like look at my shelf and be like, oh my gosh, like I really want to read that book. So then I'll pick that one up. I'll get into that one. And then I'll look at another book on the shelf. It's like, oh, I kind of want to read that one too. So then I'll pick that one up. So that's kind of where we are right now with my reading and my life, which I literally already said that, I think. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh. Also, Fourth Wing, you guys need to all read this book because this is one of my top 10 books of this year. And this year's not even over, but this will be in the top 10 because it was so good. It's like Divergent, why can't I think? Divergent, Hunger Games, Harry Potter, How to Train Your Dragon, all of it. It was so good. And it's just so pretty. And just everything about it. I literally read this book so fast. And the ending literally had my jaw on the floor. It was really good. So everybody needs to read this. I read that in like the beginning of, what month is it? May. And I'm still thinking about it because it was so good. Another completely random thing. My dad is gonna help me turn our back porch into like a little library for me. So I will be moving all my shelves and all my books out of my room and down into that library back porch whenever that happens. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but when it does, I'll probably bring you along. So look forward to that because I'm really looking forward to that because I'm very much excited. But that was a lot of random facts all at once. Sorry. But now I think that we got all of the random stuff out of the way. I really have no idea what I'm going to call this video because there's just I feel like there's so much happening. Anyway, time for some summer book recommendations. Books you need to read in summer, books you need to read like to bring with you on summer vacation, all of that fun stuff. So the first book you need to think about bringing with you on any summer vacation you go on this year is When in Rome by Sarah Adams. This is about a pop star who like is trying to get away from the famous life because she's like tired of it. So she runs away to this small town, Rome, Kentucky, not Rome, Italy, because when I bought this book, I thought that's what it was. And it was like Kentucky. And I kind of didn't want to read it after that. But I did, and I really liked it. It was really cute. So that's what this is about. And then she just released the sequel. Well, kind of a sequel. It's like a spin-off sequel. Practice Makes Perfect. Takes place in the same city. It's the bodyguard of the pop star. And he falls in love with like the local florist, I think is what it is. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm really excited and it sounds really, really cute. So this little duology kind of thing, highly recommend bringing this with you wherever you're going. They're super cute rom-com light reads that are like very sweet, and you should bring these with you wherever you go. Then we have Our Scorching Summer by Kells and Denise Stone. This is their sequel to the Perks and Benefits series that they're writing. This is about Nico and... why can't I remember? Give me a minute. This is about Nico and Lily, who are friends, and they honestly are just spending the summer traveling. And it just sounds so much fun. Obviously, it's friends to lovers. At the end of all of this, they fall in love and like confess feelings for one another. At least I'm assuming, because I haven't read this yet. But I will be reading it this summer because this is the perfect summer read. It's a little bit of a big one, kind of. Not really, but over 400 pages. It's going to be a cute summer read. Go look at their Instagram because all their promotional videos are absolutely hilarious and they will definitely make you want to read this book. So, add this one to your summer reading list. The next book to add to your summer reading list, how many times have I literally said that in this video? Anyway, The Plus One by Maisie Eddings. This is a childhood enemies to lovers romance rom-com. And it's about Jude and Indira, who are childhood enemies, who basically form like this alliance, I guess I would call it, because they have to go to a wedding where her ex-boyfriend who cheated on her is at this wedding with his new girlfriend that she was cheated on with. And so Jude and Indira kind of form this like little arrangement where he's her fake date to this wedding. That's kind of the gist of it. I mean, enemies to lovers is one of my favorite tropes ever, so I will love this one. I already know. Like, do you ever have like a book where it's like you haven't even read it yet and you just know it's gonna be a 5-star? Like, that's how I feel with this book. Like, I just know that I'm going to absolutely love it. I just ripped it. And you can't even see it. Anyway, the Plus One, it's going to be super cute. It's short, like less than, I think it's about 300-ish. Nope, less than 300 pages. So definitely bring this along with you or read it at home. Either way, you should read it. Then we have The Brightest Light of Sunshine by Lysina Connie. I completely butchered that name, I guarantee it. This is about Grace and Cal, and Cal is like, it's like the single parent trope, but he's the guardian of his, how old is it? His 4-year-old sister. He is the guardian of his 4-year-old sister, and Grace is the sister's ballet teacher. And so Grace and Cal kind of form like a friendship, and obviously things develop from there, but he's like super closed off. She is ready to like move on with her life, and he's just kind of like not wanting to do anything like that because he's very closed off and just like very, very focused on his little sister, which is not a bad thing, you know? But obviously they get together at some point. I know that it's kind of more of like a spring read, but it could be a summer read if you want it to be. It's about 300-ish pages. Nope, 400 pages. I can't, yeah. But I know that this book, some of my friends that have read it are like saying that it's a really, really good love story. It also has like some heavy topics. So maybe check trigger warnings, and I'll see if I can find some to like put in the caption of the video. But this book just sounds so good. I really want to read it. I'm really excited to read it. Anyway. Then we have The Runaway Groomsman by Megan Quinn. This is very much a summer read. This is about Sawyer, who is basically the groomsman at his ex-girlfriend's wedding, and she is marrying his best friend. So he's like the groomsman at the wedding, and he literally is just watching his best friend marry his ex-girlfriend, which who does that? Like, who does that? Anyway, so he literally runs away from the wedding during the wedding, hence Runaway Groomsman as the title. Anyway, so he runs away to this small town and like finds this like family run business inn kind of thing that is also on the verge of like being shut down, and Fallon is trying to save her family's business. And so when this rich Hollywood guy comes to stay at the inn, she's like super, super happy, but then she finds out that he's like rich and from Hollywood, and she like she's kind of annoyed by him and she doesn't want to deal with him. But then they obviously form a bond, like a friendship kind of thing, and we all know how these romance books end. There's a happy ending. But it's definitely a longer one, a little over 400 pages, but it sounds so, so good. It's like perfect for summer to read on like a plane or in the car, on the beach, anywhere and everywhere. So you should definitely add this to your summer reading list because it just sounds so cute. The next book is, The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer. This is a romantic comedy about Hannah and Wyatt. And Hannah is like the super shy bookstore owner, obviously loves reading books as well. And she's about to have her 30th birthday and is like kind of contemplating everything that she's done with her life and like wishes she's done more. And so she runs into this surfer named Wyatt who is like super carefree, loves to like surf, obviously. I'm pretty sure he's a professional surfer. And so he's trying to like get her out of her shell and by giving her like surfing lessons and just doing a bunch of crazy things to get her out of her comfort zone and just like help her experience life, I guess. So this is like a friends to lovers, about 300-ish pages. Yeah. So this is so cute. I'm really excited to read it. There's like 3 other books in this series, but this is like the most summerish. This is the most summery one. And also literally on my Bookstagram like a month ago, I found a video and I was like, somebody needs to make a romance book like with a surfer, because I don't know why, but I just like really wanted like the vibes that kind of book would bring. And then I got this one gifted to me by a friend, so thank you, Bree. But first of all, I'll put her thing up here, go follow her, she's the sweetest ever and I love her. But definitely add this one, The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer. So cute, and I love the cover. Next, would it really be a summer recommendation video without Happy Place by Emily Henry? Now, I haven't read this book yet, and I read her People We Meet on Vacation and Beach Read, and those were 4-star and 3-star for me. So I'm a little bit hesitant to go into this one, but I know that this one a lot of people have been loving. It's a little bit, I forget what people were saying about it, but I know it's like friends to lovers, and it's like a whole friend group that goes on this summer vacation, and that's kind of all I know about it. But definitely a summer read, like without a doubt. So I will probably end up reading this, and I really hope that I love it more. I still need to read Book Lovers. I don't know when I'll do that, but I will. Same with this one. But this is so cute, and I love the cover, and I love the colors. And I'm excited to read this one. I think that it will redeem the Emily Henry books for me. Also, I got this book from my friend Abby. I'll put her up there. Thank you. I'm so excited for this. That's a summer read. The last books for this video are, honestly, I feel like she's just like the queen of summer books. Even if they don't take place in summer, it's just like the vibes are summer. I can't really explain it. But so we have Christina Lauren, Love and Other Words. We have The Unhoneymooners. We have Something Wilder, and then my favorite, Half Night Stand. Now, Love and Other Words, this is honestly the perfect read for any season. Like, it's a cozy winter read, it's a cozy spring read, summer, fall, literally all of them. Like, if I could just describe this book I almost said one word, but it's not one word. If I could describe this book with 3 words, it would be like a warm hug. That's how this book feels. This is 100% a comfort book for me, along with Archer's Voice and Icebreaker. But this one is so good, and it's so perfect, and the love story and just like the friendship and everything about this book, like literally, it just makes me want to sit outside with a cup of hot cocoa, but pretend that it's not hot cocoa because this is supposed to be a summer recommendation. Okay. But it's so good, and if you haven't read this one, even if you have read this one, read it again, because it's so good. It's like 300-ish pages. Nope, 400. Anyway, but this book is so good, and I really, really think that anybody who hasn't read it, if you read it now or soon, it's gonna be a favorite like immediately, because it just is so good, and I really love it. Then we have my favorite, Half Night Stand. I haven't read this one yet. I was gifted this book by the small company Bixie Bags. I love them. Their stuff is really cute, by the way. But this is about Millie, who basically starts online dating one of her guy best friends, and I'm pretty sure she doesn't know that it's him at first because it's like online. I don't know. I think she does know. Oh, no. She knows it's him. He doesn't know it's her because she's using like a fake identity. But this is like, everything about this cover just is summer to me. So it's like, that's why it makes me think that it's going to be like a perfect summer read, because just what about this doesn't make you think of summer. So I'm really excited to read this one. I will be reading it soon. Okay, then this one is absolutely perfect again for summer because Christina Lauren does an amazing job at making summer books. So this one is Something Wilder. This is about the daughter of like a famous treasure hunter who goes on this like excursion type touristy thing, who meets this man named Leo Grady, and they despise each other. They don't like each other. They're annoyed by each other. But they basically just help each other find like or solve this treasure mystery kind of thing. Obviously it's a rom-com. I haven't read this one yet, but I know I'm gonna absolutely love it. I mean, that really is all you need to know about this book. It's treasure hunters, tourists, enemies to lovers. Really cute summer cover. It's about 400 pages. I feel like all her books are about the same length, but you should definitely try this book. I wish I had more to say about it, but I haven't read it yet, so I really can't say much other than what's on the back. But definitely add this to your summer TBR. Then last but not least, this is The Unhoneymooners. This was my first Christina Lauren book, and I read it last summer, and I loved this book literally so much. I thought it was hilarious, and I literally laughed out loud when I was reading this, which is not that difficult because I find a lot of things funny. But this one made me laugh out loud. It is like enemies to lovers who, Amy, I think that's, no, her name's not Amy. Olive, her sister Amy was about to get married and then found out that her soon-to-be husband was like cheating on her. No, that's not what happened. No, Amy and her husband, because they did get married. Amy and the husband and like all the people at the wedding got this like food poisoning from the food that Olive and Ethan didn't eat. And so Amy can't cancel the honeymoon. And she won't get a refund either. So Olive and Ethan have to take like Amy and her husband's spots on this honeymoon. So they have to pretend to be a married couple, otherwise they'll get like in trouble for like impersonation or something. So they basically have to go on this whole honeymoon together while they absolutely hate each other, because Ethan actually has a crush on Olive, but he acts like a jerk to her because he doesn't know how to express his feelings. And then Olive hates Ethan because of how Ethan acts towards her, so it's like a little bit of miscommunication, but it's really funny. And everything that happened in this book is just hilarious. And it's like not Amy, oh my gosh, Olive runs into like her boss, and it just becomes this whole thing, and it made me laugh a lot. And I really want to reread this because every time I think about it, it just is happy memories. Happy memories. But it really is just super, super funny. Enemies to lovers on a trip to Hawaii. Like, it just is so perfect for summer. And you just really need to read this one. Again, a little over 400 pages. But it's so fast-paced and such a quick read that you can read this literally in 2 days, because I'm pretty sure that's what I did. Anyway, Unhoneymooners. That is all for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching this and bearing with me, because this video was a lot. Just because it was a little bit chaotic, I feel like. A lot of random things. I still don't know what I'm gonna like name this video when I'm done. after editing and everything. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my reading updates, my life updates. I will never be over it. Okay. I hope you enjoyed the summer recs. But yeah, I need to end this video because my brain isn't functioning anymore. So thank you so much for watching again, and I will see you in the next video.